coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Ah shit! Ah shit! Ah shit! Ah shit! We back! We back! Can you hear me? Oh wait, I don't know. Everything looks like it's working, but is it working? Is it though? Well, I hope it is. Anyways, welcome back. I'm back. Yep. We had to take ourselves another little break skis because we got a whole bunch of strikes and didn't want to lose another channel. So, as always, somehow it managed to end up being September was the time that we would return. So I figured today, September 11th, yes, would be a great day to start streaming again, right? Right, because a lot of shit's happened, dog. A lot of shit's happened, son. The queen died. The fucking queen died. 96 years old. Baby eaten and all. Damn, that sucks, man. And honestly, I thought I was going to see a lot more like hubbub about like, you know, all of the different conspiracies and talk about Reptile Queen. And honestly, I didn't really see too much of that. And I know they're doing the funeral and shit, so you best believe I'm watching that shit right now, you know, just to see if I see anybody blinking sideways or anything like that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I guess that's probably one of the first things that we could have talked about today. I mean, we could talk about 9/11, but what can we say about that? We already did a big expose on it. We were doing it every year, and nobody wants to believe me, but whatever, dude. Jet fuel doesn't build steel beams, but rocket fuel does, and rocket fuel is a mixture of jet fuel and anhydrous ammonia. And anhydrous ammonia is what they use to cool the World Trade Center buildings. And anhydrous ammonia is a level 3 hazardous flammable material that usually only ignites at the combustibility rating factor. That is also seen with said jet fuel or whatever. And then some thermite is a byproduct of the burning of anhydrous ammonia. Anyways, I'll be here for the rest of the year. Y'all don't give a shit about that stuff. Y'all are going to tell me, you know, oh, it was a bomb. Oh, there was no planes. Oh, I don't want to hear any of that shit. Don't want to hear any of that shit. Don't want to hear it. Uh-oh. Squiggles McJr. Russia lost major territory in Ukraine. Oh, by the way, there's still a war in Ukraine going on. We're still sending hundreds of thousands of dollars of our military equipment and billions of dollars worth of our money and apparently they're making some headway and stuff. So congratulations to all them Ukrainians still looking for a Ukrainian babe that wants to become my wife. Don't worry, I'll help you get citizenship. I know what I look like. I mean, but you know what? We all gotta fucking make sacrifices, bitch. Okay? We all gotta fucking make sacrifices. If I gotta make sacrifices, so do you. Anyways. So, I feel pretty good just being here, and I mean, I gotta check the chat, see, like, who we got here. We got Mr. Yellow over on Twitch with his cool Bart Simpson thing. We got Ryan McCann. We got Virginia Olsen. She been here all the fucking time. We got Dave McCoy. We got Return of the Phobo. That guy's actually a streamer. You should go check out his streams and stuff. He seems to be an alright dude. He seems to be an alright cat. We got Edmond7, we got Anna B, we got Squiggles McJr, and we also have CV, but for whatever reason, I'm not seeing a lot of her stuff. Oh, it's all working. Yeah, CV's in here. I saw her earlier. And then who else? We got Pyramid 7, Rogue Vogel, Creative Renewal, the Triple Crown guy, Tanakoyan C. Wow. I don't know where you fools come from, but what, Creative Renewal? You need a green card? Are you a hot babe? Because if you're not a hot babe, I can't fucking help you. But, you know, if you're a hot babe and you're willing to let me clear a spot off for you. Then, you know, maybe we'll be able to get something handled. And you know what? I don't even give a fuck. I'm a pig. I don't care. I'm a pig. You know, whatever. That's what I tell my puppy. She's all like, Daddy, you need to quit being so nasty. And I'm like, shut up, Lunchy, I'm a pig. Anyways, and what's up, JCJ? I see you in there too. So, we've been gone. Why have we been gone? Well, we kind of already explained it. And honestly, I just wanted to take a fucking break. The universe was telling me you need to just hang back. Don't be making videos and shit right now. You know, just focus on working and shit for a little bit. You know, get yourself out of that. Get yourself away from this shit. It's been really nice, I'll be honest, because like I haven't had to worry about pulling up internet links and stuff like that. I mean, I've been barely paying attention, which to me is very cool, but for other people it may not be as cool as some of them thought. Really weird though. Seems like I gotta fix my restream bot because that shit's like tweeting out the stream, but what the fuck? It's like tweeted out to everywhere I don't want it to be. Whatever. Yeah, dude. Boobs always win. I don't know. I like chi-chis. That's what I say. I see a girl with some nice chi-chis. I'm all like, woo! Hey, girl, nice chi-chis. High five. And then, you know, walk away. They want to follow me, they can. But most of the time, they're just all like, oh, what a pervert. He's a fucking pervert. You're a fucking pervert. Yeah, whatever. I ain't no pervert. Your mom's a pervert. Yeah. Were you camping out at Kiwi Farms? What? Kiwi Farms? What's Kiwi Farms? Is that like where Australians hang out or some shit? No, I know what Kiwi Farms is. No, I don't fucking camp out at Kiwi Farms. Like years ago, we identified that as one of those locations that you stay the fuck away from, because if you're a streamer, becoming inside of Kiwi Farms is periphery is very detrimental to your life experience, because those motherfuckers will just troll and harass the shit out of you. They're basically like something awful on crack. So like they're worse than something awful, but only in certain aspects and regards. But no, I haven't been camping that out. I heard that they lost their website or something. Cloudflare finally decided that they were going to take them out, which is kind of bittersweet in the sense that, you know, they wanted to give Keffels a really big win for that situation, but in actuality, I don't really think it's a win for them whatsoever. And plus, you know, like, is it okay to be trans and giving out hormones and drugs to children? No, I don't think that's okay, but hey, what does it matter? I don't make up the fucking rules. Yeah, I don't make the rules. So I just tell people, stay away from Kiwi Farms. I mean, there's some funny shit on there that those people do, but basically, you know, they just low-key internet stalk and harass people. I mean, is it in real life? No, but lately everybody's trying to say it's in real life, which is just kind of like, I don't know. Maybe Keffels or whatever their real name is, or whoever their basic name is. I think it starts with an L or whatever. That person, obviously just a psychopath with a inferiority complex, and like those situations usually work themselves out. You just gotta let them burn out bright, like, remember, life is a long time. Everybody wants things to happen now, but you gotta wait. Me, I'm cool with waiting a year, 2 years, 5 years, sometimes even 10 years to get revenge. And when I do get revenge, oh, it is fucking sweet. It is fucking sweet. Yeah, fucking sweet. So yeah, apparently a boss level tranny appeared, and then like they had some problems with it. But the thing is that the boss level tranny, aka Queffles, can't really take credit for that situation, because all of that is coming from their community fail doxing themselves into saying that they were the ones that were, or saying Kiwi Farms was the one that was calling it all this SWAT shit. I mean, they did some really, really, really sketchy shit. And all I gotta say is there's probably gonna be a bunch of troons in jail up here in the next coming weeks, because, Marjorie Taylor Greene's not gonna let that shit slide, dog. And do you really think that you're gonna be able to take a website off the internet forever? No. Sure, you gotta spend all that money you made for your move in some way, but, once they start seeing that you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for DDoS attacks and trying to purchase large quantities of male hormonal and female hormonal drugs, I think you're probably going to have a real big problem. That one's going to work itself out probably in the next 6 months. Not going to say it's going to be a hero situation or anything like that, but I am going to do this. Anyways, who knows? Who knows? Tedekoyan, I don't know what happened to the Encyclopedia Dramatica. Somebody probably fucking stopped paying their bill or something like that. Like, what happened to that place? I don't know. Is it still around? Can we Google it? Let's Google it. I'm gonna Google it. Squiggles McJr. Encyclopedia Dramatica. Wikipedia. Internet Culture Forum. Says it's still online. Yep, still online. Look at that. Encyclopedia Dramatica. Yeah, this place is pretty good. 9/11 was a series of attacks conducted by Jews, scratched out Mossad. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah. This isn't a place that you should go if you want, you want people to like you or whatever. But yeah, no, Encyclopedia Dramatica is obviously still around. They're obviously still around. And obviously trolling shit really bad. Yeah, maybe it was the Kedon. Maybe it was Mossad. Maybe Gabe Hoffman had something to do with it. Shout out to Gabe Hoffman. What's up, dude? I'm just messing around. Don't sue me, bro. Sorry. But anyways, he did send me that Mossad shirt that one time. And now the Mossad on the shirt has just completely faded away, so now it's just a black shirt. I think that there's a metaphor in there, but I don't know what it is. I don't fucking know what it is. Anyways. Yeah, it doesn't really matter though, like we have a whole lot of going out. Do you want to talk about 9/11? Why do people want to talk about that shit? Nobody knows the fucking truth. You weren't fucking there. You didn't see it happen. All you watched was the fucking movies and TV shows and shit. They could do it back. If they could, mind fuck people back then, what can you really do? You either believe that shit happened, or you believe that some shit happened and it wasn't what they said. But does it really change anything? The Patriot Act still happened. That's what put us in this situation, the situation we're in now. That's why, is that Patriot Act shit. There's not really much we could do about that shit. Yeah? Honestly. Like, what do you want from me? Honestly, here, check this shit out. You're gonna get a kick out of this shit, I think. I think you might be getting a kick out of this shit real quick. I gotta push a button over here, though. I gotta put this on stay on top mode. I gotta put this on always on top mode. There we go. Yeah. All right. So, Somebody sent me this video. This is apparently Kyle Rittenhouse.
I gotta go my own way.
What about us? What about everything we've been through?
What about trust?
You know I never wanted to hurt you.
What about me?
Seems like Kyle Rittenhouse is doing all right. And check out the cheese on that one. What the fuck, dude? Kyle, seriously, bro? This is what you're fucking doing now? Really, bro? You're making TikTok videos with your big titty girlfriend or whatever? God damn it, Kyle. God damn it, Kyle. I don't even know where to start. I just figured I watched it, so now you had to watch it. But honestly, I didn't even realize Kyle Rittenhouse was in that video until I played it like 4 or 5 times, honestly. And then I was just like, oh, fuck, is that Kyle Rittenhouse? Like, what? I was just like, why is everybody talking about this? And I'm like, yeah, she's fine. She got some nice chi-chis. She looks like she got, like, you know, a little tight booty or whatever. You know, good job. Good job, bro. Then I'm like, oh, it's Kyle Rittenhouse. The fuck, Kyle, man? You're like the hero of you're like the hero. You're like a hero when you're doing this shit. Seriously, you're TikToking? You're a TikToker now? Yeah, fucking TikToker now. God damn it. Oh God. But at least I hope that's his girlfriend. I mean, if that's your girlfriend, that's what you get down in the cut. What is that? So, whoo! Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. She probably makes you fucking eat watermelon and shit too, I bet. I bet. She's probably like, make sure you eat your greens and stuff. Drink this fucking smoothie that looks like green throw up, but it's good for you. Alright, babe. Yeah. Maybe he got honey potted. It seems like it's a honey pot or something. It's like, Kyle, what the fuck you doing, dude? What are you doing, Kyle? What the hell, Kyle? Why, Kyle? Why? Weird. What's this? Breaking news. Instagram fact checks Trump World Trade Center photos. Missing context. What? Are you fucking kidding me? He was fucking there. He fucking lived there. He was walking around. They were showing this fucking picture everywhere on the news and shit. He was there. Fact check. Lead stories. Missing context. Fact check. There is no evidence that Donald Trump paid hundreds of workers to help search and rescue after 9/11. Oh, wow. Oh, so they're not saying that he wasn't there. They're just saying, oh, no, there's no proof that he actually, you know, like donated any money to find any people or whatever. Wow. Dude, this is like crazy, dude. This is crazy, dog. You can't even post memes anymore. And you're going to get this. Jack Posobiec. Look at that right there. Fact checkers researched this evidence.
Nun, liebe Zuschauer, schalten wir nach New York zu unserem Reporter Stefan Bachenheimer.
When they're willing to become kamikazes of a sense, there's very little you can do about it. I mean, the heat and the power, actually it was amazing that the initial jolts didn't jar the building as much as people would have thought. But the tremendous amounts of fuel that was dumped on the building and 1,600 degrees temperature, I guess.
The tremendous amount of fuel that was dumped in the building, 1,600 degrees temperature. Wow, that sounds like it's perfectly able to ignite anhydrous ammonia and create thermite. And create multiple explosions as the pipes blew up. Down, 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 down. But fuck me, what do I know about nothing? I ain't a fucking building scientist.
More than anything could take, no matter what.
Ich habe ihn gefragt, wie kann es denn passieren, dass diese Gebäude von einem Flugzeug zerstört werden? Die Twin Towers waren gebaut
Does anybody remember this interview being in German? Because I totally don't.
worden, auch dem Ansturm einer Boeing zu widerstehen. Er sagt, es ist die unglaubliche Hitze, die sich entwickelt hat, die Aufschlagkraft, das Benzin, was diese Gebäude zu Fall gebracht hat. Man kann gegen solche Dinge nichts tun. When do you think we will be start to rebuild?
Well, I would hope it would really be very quick.
Rogue Vogel. Nanothermite is simply the byproduct of rocket fuel burning. Nanothermite, thermite. Same shit. All you need is some fucking rusty ass steel. We're not. What? Wasn't the fucking World Trade Center covered in fucking rust? Yeah, it was. Whatever. I don't know anything. I'm not a building scientist. So, kind of sad, man. You know, like I've been telling you guys for a long time. Like, part of the reason for this whole Q thing was to show people that, you know, like, disinformation is easy. Number one, and number two is that in a post-truth world, like, it doesn't matter if you were fucking there and you saw it with your own eyes. Things are different now, son. Things are different. Things are different. Yeah, what is that? All thermite is rusted a little bit of aluminum powder mixed 4-to-1. Hey, wait a minute. Weren't the outsides of the World Trade Center covered in aluminum? Well, yes, they were. And didn't they have a bunch of steel in them, too? Anyways. Nope, not going down that rabbit hole again. Nope, don't want to hear people talk about the Pentagon and shit. Don't even fucking start typing that shit in the chat. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear your conspiracy theories about how a plane did not hit the thing. Because it totally hit. That's what they told us. That's the official story. That's what YouTube wants me to tell you. So don't be putting that shit in chat. Because I don't want to hear your lies. Okay? I don't want to hear you goddamn lies. Okay? Okay? You see how we're doing this now? You see how we're doing this now? We are total on book. Okay? Planes. It was planes. And it was not the plan of some genius Iraqi builder that seemed to understand all this shit. And oh, what do you mean it was Russia, dude? Don't be doing Putin like that. Why you gotta do? Oh, god damn it! What about Building 7? What fucking about it, geek or Greek or whatever the hell your name is? What about it? What about it? Big ass piece of building smashed into it, and it hit a goddamn gigantic diesel generator thing that shouldn't have been on top of the building, but the builders in fucking that place were dumb as fuck, so it just went up and then it crashed down. You know, like, case closed, motherfucker. Case closed. Do you not forget? Remember, we pulled up all of the 9/11 documents from the litigation and shit. We looked at everything. We had pretty much everything. Except for the damn videos of the depositions and shit. What did they say about WTC7? They were like, yeah, there was a big thing for the generators full of gas up on top of the building where it should have not have been. We fucking told them to move it. They haven't moved it. Big ass piece of fucking shit hits it. Fuel goes everywhere. And you get a fire. And then the building comes down. Yep. Pull it, dude. Pull it, man. Pull it. Why did they say pull it? It's because they wanted the buildings to come down and shit like that. They were like, all right, we got as many people as we can get out. We got to pull this shit. Because if not, it's going to fall over and knock over all kinds of other buildings and shit. It's not like there isn't a disaster plan for this sort of thing. You know? It's not like there's a disaster plan for this sort of thing. You got to pull it, dude. Pull it. Pull it. Everybody just gets so crazy about the 9/11 conspiracy theories. Official stories, bros. Official stories. Official. It doesn't matter if we have the documents that show Silverstein properties and shit, you know, and we prove half the conspiracy theories or whatever. That shit doesn't matter, bro. This is YouTube. We gotta tell you what they want us to tell you. I can't fucking tell you anything else. Doesn't matter if I show you all the documents and stuff like that. Nobody cares about that shit. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. Do I care? Not really. Not a lot. It's all right, dude. The Queen died. I wasn't there like a conspiracy theory surrounding 9/11 involving the Queen? Y'all remember that shit? No, you guys don't fucking remember that shit, probably. Nobody remembers that. But that was one of my more favorite ones. Yep. More favorite ones. Yep. Yeah. So I think that a lot of people are still, think that they understand and they know about these things, but they keep falling into that little pit where you think that you know everything because you read it on the internet or whatever, and then you forget that the internet was like, disinformation incarnate. Yeah. If you guys want to know what really happened on fucking 9/11, motherfucking Gundam attacked. And then they had to like do the whole, Men in Black flashy thing to everybody. And then what you saw was just a really, really well put together movie. But it was a fucking Gundam. Goddamn Japs attacked again. Except for we fucked him up this time. Godzilla showed up and ate that thing. Because he was like, oh no, motherfuckers. You guys don't get to have gigantic fucking robots. We already did that Mecha Godzilla shit. And that was not fucking cool. Okay? Okay? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, look at this shit. There's some dude named Russell Dufresne going crazy in the chat about all this conspiracy shit. Ain't nobody give a fuck about all that shit, dude. Nobody cares. Demolitions from the firemen's radios. Do you understand what you're saying? Show me the fireman's radio that can do that. From 2001. Show it to me. Put that fucking link in there right fucking now. Wait, Anna B, you don't want to know what a fucking Gundam is? You don't know what a Gundam is? Oh. Hold up. Let me show you. Gundam. This is a fucking Gundam, dude. Big ass robot. This is a Gundam. Yeah. Fucking Gundam, dude. Yeah, dude. Gundam. Fucking Gundams, bro. Big ass gigantic robots for kicking ass. These are Gundams. Yeah. But not to be confused with Gangnam Style, because that's different. That's Gangnam. This is Gundam. Gundam is a Japanese military robot. A Japanese military fiction media created by Yoshiguchi Tomino. Thank you. Yes, Mobile Suit Gundam defined the real robot mecha anime genre. Mobile Suit Gundam. Yeah, it's like Pacific Rim, Gundam. Big ass Japanese robot for fighting and shit. They got like laser swords and stuff, I'd say go watch it. They got Gundam on Netflix. What? Do you guys have Netflix? Do you got Netflix? How many of you guys are back on Netflix after that cuties bullshit you pulled? How many of you? Oh, you don't have to say anything in the chat. I already know you're fucking out there. That's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought. Wow. So anyway, speaking about wow shit, one of the more wowie wowers things that I saw was good old Mike Flynn, dude. Everybody remember Mike Flynn? You guys fucking remember Mike Flynn. He was all up in that shit for the Trump era for a real long time. Not a lot of people could tell you what was going on with that situation. And I kept on telling people that Mike Flynn did not have anything. I repeat, Mike Flynn did not have anything to do with QAnon. The only reason Mike Flynn even shows up in the beginnings of QAnon is because an asshole, namely me, told a bunch of other assholes that aren't me to go do some shit. And I was like, yeah, but make sure you throw Mike Flynn in there, because Mike Flynn's already got, like, a cult following of dumbasses. So, like, just, like, fucking put him in there. And those dumb fuckers, they don't even care. They're just gonna, this is Mike Flynn! So, like they did. And obviously it worked out gangbusters because, Mike Flynn became... Did you hear that? Did you hear a dog bark? Did you hear a dog bark? That's not you. That sounded like Bingo. Oh yes. Sorry, I just had to check on Lunchy. Oh hi, Lunchy. What are you looking at my wings? Those are my wings, bro. Aw, I love you. Ay, mi amor. Mi amore, ¿cómo estás, mi bella? I love you. Pizza delivery. Oh, thanks. I got my pizza. But I didn't order a pizza. And it's got olives on it. Yeah, that was it. Lunchy. Well, I have a pizza now. Anyways, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, Mike Flynn. Yeah, Mike Flynn. So yeah, the only reason that Mike Flynn was mentioned in there because he was identified as being a good vector of having a bunch of useful idiots that we could utilize to do stuff. And I mean, it worked great because remember, Mike Flynn was still like dealing with jail and like going to court and shit. So it wasn't like he had the time or energy or even understanding of what the fuck that shit was. He just had useful idiots around him like Tracy Beans, who wasn't a person that was in control of Q and posting as Q, but was a person that was in control of mediums in which allowed her to control the information flow. That's why they start their own boards. That's why they start a Reddit board. That's why they start a YouTube channel. Because why? Well, duh. It's how you start manipulating the information flow. So people like Tracy Diaz, who started out being like a Satanist and shit, and was like super leftoid, libertarian, crazy person, gets into these things because they start to realize that people are manipulatable. And it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. Right? So... and once you get past that particular situation, you're like, well, if I just become, like the leader of this board, well, then I can control a very large portion of the people that are a part of the community. And that's how this whole thing ended up to where it was, right? But Mike Flynn always is coming forward. He's always popping up. And I see new grifters like that guy, Jim Sewardson, with his little substack. Oh, it was Mike Flynn. It's Mike Flynn. Even though I keep on telling them Mike Flynn didn't have anything to do with it. Now we have more dirty, erdy coming from Mr. Mike Flynn, where he's basically dropping bombs on QAnon saying, well, guess what? I think it's like a military operation and I'm not involved with that. I don't think it's good, blah, blah, blah. But this is something that we've heard him say before very clearly, yet at the same time, he's still riding the line, so to speak, with other QAnon-style people. And some people would say, and, that documentary, The Search for Q, is back out, and the thick motherfuckers that are making that have now shifted their blame to it being Mike fucking Flynn, which is kind of fucking funny if you think about it, because... Mike Flynn wasn't in the game. All the Q people were going to Mike Flynn because they had something to do with it. Mike Flynn is just like, damn, dude, people just fucking love me. I should just be like doing all this. He doesn't have to know about anything in Q in order to take advantage of all of the idiots that are coming his way. Like, it's all about timing, okay? It's always been about timing and being in the right place at the right time. I was just discussing with Richard and I was like, hey, what do you think about a new puzzle coming out, and he was like, the time's not right. There's not enough out there right now. There's not enough give in, get go, get up and do. And I agreed with them, and I was like, yeah, there isn't something that can be taken over. But the thing is that's not true. There's just not something that we would like to use that's popular that we feel would drive the same agenda. You know what I'm saying? Because Q was birthed in a perfect storm time where people already hated Hillary Clinton. They already had read into the Pizzagate bullshit that was happening on 4chan. They already read into the FBI anons and the Megan anons and all these other fake fuckers that were coming out and saying things like that were there. And even to this day, there's still Q people, except for they don't really consider themselves to be that, but they still have stuff like, I was just on a Q show not that long ago called The Q, The More You Know, and it's over on Torah 3, which is one of Jim Watkins's websites where he's like, basically trying to make money, because remember, they tried to like say that it was Jim that was making the fucking Q posts, and they've been trying to destroy him and his businesses for a while, but that dude is a money man, right? He stopped being a pig farmer, but he's still, running online businesses and trying to make money because that's what he's all about. It's very clear that he doesn't have some kind of crazy influence operation that's going on. It's very clear that he's just trying to keep together all the people that he feels are with God and good and give them the tools in order for them to keep moving forward. So a majority of these Q people have gone underground, but they're still around. They still say these things. They still do weird shit. But yeah, I think this whole QAnon thing gets all of this latent information on that scene gets thrown into its face when they're trying to say, oh, it's Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn's like, it's not fucking me. This whole QAnon thing. I've been very public and outspoken about it. They want to tag me, though. I'm the guy. He has been outspoken about it. Basically, since like 2020, maybe even before, he was the one that was like, yeah, I'm not QAnon. I don't know what that is. I think that's like some kind of like crazy operation to get you guys to do stupid things, so you shouldn't follow it. And guess what? It kind of seems like it comes back up over and over and over again, yet I turn around and, I'm watching the Search for Q documentary on Vice. They're doing a second season. And who are they pointing at? Oh, shit. They're pointing directly at motherfucking Mike Flynn. Why are they pointing directly at Mike Flynn? Could it be because they talked to Arturo Tafoyevsky and Arturo was like, see, Thomas used to know this guy that worked with Flynn, and that's how this is all together, because they were all working together and it's all fucking in, and I got all the emails and shit. Yeah. So, somebody in the chat, very good, Metapoly. The Q was designed to make the right look stupid. That is 100% correct and a fact. Part of the reason to do that was to make the right look stupid, because they will believe anything. We saw this because Pizzagate, Hillary Clinton emails, like all the shit that came from that. Y'all don't fucking remember that? Y'all remember what happened with the Seth Rich files? You didn't remember how dumb fucking people could be? We've been spending a lot of time on this here internet teaching you guys that people are definitely not as smart as they say they are, number one, and number two, more often than not, even if somebody has been IQ tested to have some kind of high IQ or what could be considered to be a regionally high IQ, it has absolutely no bearing in their ability to either A, understand and comprehend information, or B, deliver information. Like, what could you really do? Who spoofed the boomer brains? Who spoofed them? Was it me? Was it you? No, it was me. It was definitely me. Well, technically it wasn't me. I went and spoofed some fucking alt-right troll motherfucker brains by watching what they did and interacting with them in just the way that they wanted and being out the fuck out of there. See, it's not hard to nudge somebody to do what you want to do. You just have to supremely understand a lot about what's happening in the now. A lot of people don't count how many breaths they are. They don't know how many steps it is to the bathroom. There's a lot of information that you're leaving on the table. Even though your body is processing it and it's definitely in there, you have no way of accessing it or getting it out. which is really sad. But that's okay. One day maybe you'll be able to do it. You'll be like me and you'll have super fast reflexes and you hardly ever fall over and stuff because, you know, you're listening to that information that is otherwise ignored, you know, because there's a lot of information. You're constantly assaulted by information 360 degrees on yourself. And if you just take a second to listen, you might be able to see a lot more. And with the boomers of the world, most of them are completely up in arms about what technology is. They have no idea what is doable and not doable, which makes it even easier to manipulate them. You know, 4chan could melt people's brains, but white supremacy was something that was always on 4chan, and it was always on 8chan, and it's been on all of these fucking platforms. White supremacy in its own is stupid as fuck, and obviously such a fucking small amount of people that it's hardly something that anybody could make a thing. But we've seen so many people try to make white supremacy a thing in 2020 when it's like, you know, you guys are calling it like black people, brown people, you know, white supremacists. It's completely lost its fucking meaning. So it's in a sense like 4chan destroyed white supremacy because 4chan showed the white supremacists two things. Number one, they were small and a minority that's smaller than like trans people. And number two, it basically showed them that they had no ability to change. So many of these alt-righters and these white supremacists changed themselves and started using leftist tactics and ideologies in order to represent themselves online. They put anime characters on their thing, you know, they act just like the fucking trans people do, except for, you know, they're anthropomorphizing themselves as a furry or as a anime vixen or some shit like that, while as, you know, other people are anthropomorphizing themselves from being man to woman, woman to man, so on and so forth. These ideologies are the same. It's just that they're making fun of each other, and they've made fun of each other for so much that there's no regaining the ground anymore in this situation, okay? You know, like, secrecy is repugnant, yet people always keep secrets. So are people inherently repugnant? No, they're not. But ideology can be repugnant. We have been fighting a war of philosophy and ideology because we've become weak. We don't just fight wars in the real world now. Now we're fighting metaphysical wars, right? Ever since online gaming became a thing, people started throwing the idea around about the Transfinite War. Even people in China have written books about how the new wars are not going to be wars that are fought on a traditional battlefield. They're going to be fought in the minds and hearts of people. Because we have created all of this new stuff, you know, the internet itself, Twitter, having a Twitter personality that's different than your actual personality, so on and so forth. We have been fracturing people's brains into all of these different things for a long time. Some people go on Twitter and they have a completely different persona, like they're the Crab Man and they put out news and stuff. Okay, you could do all that shit, but the reality of the situation is that that is not who that person is, but, you know, we're okay with it. We're only okay with that sort of thing in certain aspects. And I think that with Q, when we apply it to ideology and methodology that came out of the 9/11 conspiracy theories, we could also see a lot of parallels between the two. I mean, I think it's actually fucking ridiculous in a lot of ways that we haven't heard more comparisons to this, because people say, oh, well, we've never seen anything like this happen. I mean, I watched Bayan Junam cry like a little bitch on episode 2 of The Search for Q because he was like, oh my God, there was like a terrorist and he blew up his like RV and he was because of a conspiracy theory and it's like, I'm back home, it's following me. And I was like sitting here in my house and I was like, you fucking piece of shit. You fucking brought that shit with you. Even though that's not really like true, but, you know, it made me understand that, you know, this guy is so insidious. He was an insidious, lying, backstabbing piece of shit. Like, he could lie to my face and then turn around and say some fucking horrendous shit about me, and they put it in their documentary, and I'm just kind of like, you know, number one, that dude that blew that shit up wasn't a QAnon follower at all. He was talking about the NSA and Titan Point, and that's something that came from Glenn Greenwald and a whole bunch of other people. There was even a Mr. Robot episode where Titan Point showed up into it. And what was that guy trying to do? He was trying to blow up an AT&T building, right? Because he believed that there was fiber tapping and all kinds of weird shit going on in there. Guess what? Never a fucking part of the QAnon conspiracy theory. Ever. Not once. But it's easy for them to slap a tag on it in order to make a point. You know? What happened to all those other conspiracy theories? Why don't we ever talk about what happened in 2020 and 2021 when people were rioting and burning down fucking buildings and shit? It's not the same, you know? To me, the United States was over back then, you know? It wasn't about Trump being elected or not being elected. I saw that the United States is that Trump was truly going to be the last real president of the United States. And after that, we're just going to get some kind of filler. Sure, Joe Biden won the election. Okay, you know, fine. That's what we're supposed to say. But has he really acted like a fucking president? No. Did he campaign as a president? No. Does he even seem like he's in control? No. But we're all still here. We're all still letting it roll on, and it doesn't seem like anybody's stopping anything. Does it? No, it doesn't. At the end of the day, all we did was scramble the boomers' minds out of order. These people were already going to get mindfucked by the government, except for it was going to happen in a few more years. In a few more years. We've just accelerated it. We accelerated their timeline and took the power out of their hands, allowing people the chance, because that's all we could do is just give people the chance to have that realization. And over the last 2 years, we have seen a huge difference in what it means to be an American. We went from freedom being the number one thing to trusting the government being the number one thing, obeying being the number one thing. It's out of, you know, so all of these people that already got mindfucked by Q, they weren't supposed to have all this extra programming in their brains that's now interacting and having trouble with the new programming that's being fed out to all the people in America. And it basically stops them from being able to win. And we see it in small ways, but don't think that just because people are finally awake, it doesn't mean that they're ready. I mean, when did I first wake up? Probably sometime in 2008, but me realizing my own personal awakening didn't even happen for probably another 7-8 years after that. And even then, are we even doing anything that would be forwarding the goal? I used to think that we were, right? You know, I showed up, I did something that nobody else thought that they could do. I got a lot of credit for it so that a bunch of really smart people who thought that they were smarter than me, but found out that they were not smarter than me, would listen to me. And then I talked them into doing something that would change the world and change their lives, because now they're living in an impossible dream where they know what they did. And they can come out and lie about it, but at the end of the day, they're going to see my face, and I'm just going to be like, I was nice to you. I didn't leak out your information. I didn't put out all this stuff. I kept all the stuff away from it because I have good OSNet. I understand open source. I understand how to become anonymous and create something that even to this day that people don't know that you were involved in. People have ideas and try to say it, but they'll never have the proof. Why? Because I simply will never give it to them, because why should I? Nobody's proven to me that they're going to do anything good with that information. All the ones that I've given most of the information to have done poorly with it. So we just kind of have to let it roll. when you look at stuff like Bion and what Marley and Bion are doing with the Q thing, is that they're trying to make it more about how Q is a religion, even though there really weren't very many religical things in there. It's just that over half the population of the world still believes in religion, so it generally makes it an easy thing to pick up, right? It's like looking at people making research papers like Dr. Laura Dilley or Laura Greenora of Michigan State University. They went and took a very small subset of accounts, an even smaller subset of years, and said, hey, we're going to show you how QAnon was getting astroturfed by fake accounts, but we're only going to take the last 2 years where Q wasn't actually active because we don't have anything before that. Does that make a lot of sense to you? Like, all the astroturfing happened in 2017, 2018, 2019. Not in 2020, not in 2021. Like, they were getting banned off the internet then. So, I guess it just never made any sense to me, like, how anybody that could consider themselves to be a doctor, have a doctorate, could literally not see the very, very problem with their own research. Especially when they're talking about something that isn't even going on anymore. It's Q's getting astroturfed? No, it's just like the fucking people that like it are posting about it. What the fuck? Like, doesn't make any sense, dude. It never made any sense to me. That's why Q's never gonna exist. That's why, what's it called? Guys like Justin McConney and fucking that microchip character and JB exist in the first place. Because they're never gonna have as much fucking backbone as me, you guys. They're never gonna be a man. They're never gonna be able to fucking man up. Like, we saw JB manned up, and then he bitched out because somebody started twisting the thumb screws on him. So he changed his story. He didn't have balls. He had no balls because he was scared. Even though he didn't have anything to be scared about, he bought into the hype. What about this other fuck, microchip? What happened to him? Has he ever come back? No. Who took him out? Me. Not any of these other fuckers. I tricked him. I fucking tricked him. And he took the fucking bait. Not realizing what it would mean for him and his whole operation. And he had to go underground. He's gone. He's gone because of me. Checkmate, motherfuckers. So, we got people like JB. We had guys like fucking Doug Stewart. No balls, right? Like, these guys have no balls. They have no balls and they have no morals. You know, I'm a moral guy. I do things morally. Some people might have said it. It's immoral to have done what you've done. But, you know, is it immoral to tell some fucking pieces of shit to go do something that's gonna fuck their lives up? No. That's what you're supposed to fucking do. You're supposed to trick those stupid pieces of shit into fucking themselves up so they go away. Just like what we've done with Thomas Schoenberger. We've tricked him on so many different occasions into fucking himself over to the point where he can't remember a single fucking thing he said or which way is up and down. But sure, he's still got a bunch of people surrounding him that are willing to lie to him or at least share his lies. But the damage is done. You know, I had to come back into that situation because Arturo's over here trying to make Thomas Schoenberger out to be this fucking crazy individual in control of everything, when in reality, he was just some fat criminal who was just trying to take credit for shit so that he could get some money. You know? Why was there a Cicada 3301 movie? Because he was trying to make some fucking money. That's it. And even now, you know, I tricked TS for years. Him not knowing that I had all of his emails and stuff and letting him just go out and say all this bullshit and me not saying a fucking word. And now coming out and putting it all out because people are starting to realize that, you know, I'm not lying. I'm just like, hey, dude, you might like him. He might treat you right or whatever, but it's all fake, you know? Once you realize that it's all fake and you're just a person that he's looking to manipulate and get on your good side, it's a lot simpler to ask for or deal with. I had friends like this. My friends at Fireside, they just needed somebody with my skills to get them over the line. And as soon as my skills were no longer required, I was taken off of the line. And they never even looked back. But at the same time, they never realized that a couple of the things that they did during that situation put them in jeopardy, like mega jeopardy, like ultra mega jeopardy. So now, I play my games. I don't like to show all my cards, but hey, you just moved into a new building. Congratulations. You're not going to be in there very long. So if you think about how all of this stuff went forward and made sense, we now see that, the left is hard up on anything that's could be considered to be truthful, okay? They've tried and had some limited success with trying to utilize QAnon as their vehicle for the destruction of Donald Trump. But it has mostly felt on deaf ears because they obviously tried to push the thumbscrews too far, and they forgot that, well, the internet fucking exists, and when January 6th was happening, everybody was fucking watching it live! And, that doesn't even get into the even deeper things. It's like January 6th wasn't a QAnon operation. That was other people who also might have at one point in time in their life, like, read a fucking Q post, like, oh yeah, I read Q, I know of it. Oh, okay, so you're a QAnon follower, got it. It's like these fucking journalists, pieces of shit out here nowadays, have no morals. They have no, like, understanding on how to be righteous people, and it's all because, they're godless, right? I don't think that everybody should be Catholic, but I believe everybody should have, like, some kind of sense of some higher power out there, because if you don't have that, you have no morals. You have no grounding. You have no base. Your fucking mind can change at any given time. Like, this is a conversation that I used to argue with people about when I was at music festivals. It was be like, well, how could you come to these music festivals and enjoy all this stuff but be a Catholic? And I'm just all like, well, God said that we're here exploring and journeying the world. It's my journey. I can do whatever I want with it. He didn't tell me that I had to come here and talk you into being a part of what we are. That's not what it's about. He told me to come here so I could better understand why we are the way we are. Why? Nowadays, all these kids that are pro-abortion, pro-fucking mutilation, pro-transgenderism, pro-fucking all this weird shit, none of them have God in their lives. There is no higher power. The only high power that they have in their life is a human. So they're their own higher power. And let me tell you, we're not that great. Humans are flawed creatures, okay? So, if you're looking at humanity being the highest power that exists in everything that exists, that just seems fucking wrong. Just mathematically and logically, okay? I would love that. I would love for humanity to be at a much higher level. And that's what all this is being done for. Trying to push people into understanding and realizing that, hey, after you die or whatever, where are you going? Are you just going into black nothingness? Is that where you're going to fucking put yourself? Or are you going to stay around and try to utilize your newfound position and being able to go anywhere and everywhere to make people's lives better? It's like the removal of God from daily life has had lasting repercussions, okay? And it talks about that kind of stuff in the Bible too, It's like Sodom and Gomorrah, right? I think that's a pretty good example. We're at that precipice to the point where people are able to go do all kinds of weird, wacky shit. Trust me, Burning Man just happened. All the fucking burners and shit driving through here, leaving all their shit. Yeah, dude, Burning Man's such a great festival. We leave no trace. Really, guys? Because, as I'm coming through Reno, I see lots of traces of burners being there. I see trash cans and shit filled. I see tents and easy ups and shit. I see trash just left in the goddamn GSR parking lot and shit. You guys may not leave it out there on the fucking playa, but you leave it everywhere fucking else. And those are the same people that don't care about God. They just care about, the celebration of humanity and how they're the greatest. Burners are a fucking mess, dude. They're a mess. So, like, think about that. You have burners that are trying to lecture you and educate you on how you're supposed to live your life and stuff. But if you turn around and you try to tell them, well, I live my life by this code because I read it in the Bible, you're fucking wrong. Be like, am I fucking wrong? Or was that shit just, like some solid bullshit? So, like, even if you're not fucking religious or whatever, I mean, following those things seems to be all right, right? It seems like it works, right? Don't kill your kid, Don't do this. Don't do that. It takes me back, right? It's like looking at this Mike Flynn thing. As we were talking about it. Mike Flynn is one of those guys who's obviously religious. He was in the military. You can't be in the military and be a general and not be religious. It's really fucking hard. Trust me. Okay? It's part of being in the military that you're praying to some fucking higher power. You're taught to train. You are trained to do that. Because at the end of the day, if all I have is all these fucking people, but I fucking survive somehow, there's gotta be a fucking higher power that saved my fucking ass. Think about it. Like, Mike Flynn was the director of the intelligence agencies and shit, the DIA. What did it have to do? Nothing. It doesn't seem like he really did anything other than become a scapegoat. And now people are trying to point at him as being the new Q. Oh, he was Q. It was his job. It was his operation. And we have all this fucking circumstantial anecdotal evidence assembled by a Mexican. And we're going to go with it. And it's fucked up, I watched Jim Stewartson. Mike Flynn. And he was all like, well, you're one of my most trusted sources. And I was like, cool. So if I'm one of your most trusted sources, why do you keep saying Mike Flynn? He had nothing to do with it. Like, 1,000%. No. I can't. That's the big thing that we all brainstormed it together. Everybody in my group or whatever, and we're all saying Mike Flynn. So, like, I can't do that one. The worst part about it is, like, I still meet people that are like Satanists and shit like that. And even then, they're like, I don't believe in God. And I'm like, but you believe in Satan. And they're like, well, yeah. I was like, well, you can't have Satan without God, right? Because, God's the one that made Satan. So if you believe in Satan, then you should logically understand that God also exists. I mean, if you don't want to believe in those two things, that's fine. Honestly, it's fine. If you don't want to believe in angels and demons and shit, I am not going to knock you for it. You know why? Because that shit's crazy as fuck. If you had to deal with shit like I did all the time, and like running into all these demons and crazy motherfuckers and people that are like, I'm like a vampire, like, you're a vampire and shit. It's not fun. It's a difficult thing, having to deal with all that shit. But it's out there. I think now, the more that I've gone through all of this stuff and, taken the time to look at how it's flown through, we can see that, angels and demons do exist. There are people out there that are just demonic in nature. There are people out there that are angelic in nature. Does it mean that they're actually a demon? Does it mean they're actually an angel? No. But genetically, maybe there is actually a fucking indication of that shit. Because, didn't they say the Antichrist is going to be, like, born on the earth or some shit? Like, so you got you got angel DNA, human DNA mixed together. Think about that. Think about it. It can all happen. At the end of the day, you gotta expand your horizons into a better place, because the one thing that we should all take away from today is that, 9/11 happened, and that's when the world truly changed. That's the first time a psychological operation happened across the world. Psychological operations had happened before, but nothing quite as global as that. Nobody's been able to top that for a long time until that Q shit popped up. And even then, I think most of the people that were involved with it still didn't truly understand what they were involving themselves into. I think the majority of them just saw something like pareidolia, where you see things that aren't there, where you see the number 137 all over the place, you see the number 1111 all over the place, you see faces on fucking buildings and shit, or on the wall, or you're looking at a wooden door and you're like, oh my fucking god, is that like a wood spirit in there and shit? That thing's like fucking looking at me. Holy shit, stop looking at me, what the fuck? Sorry, there was a door at my grandma's house when we looked at it. It looked like a lady that was like, and so, you know, whenever you'd be like taking a poop or something, you'd be like, don't be looking at my fucking dick, you weird wood lady. Fucking bitch. You know, I didn't like taking showers in that bathroom because that wood bitch was looking at me. You're like, don't look at my pee-pee. Don't look at my pee-pee. It's nothing to write home about. I'm just normal. Yeah. You know, I've been, I guess, a scapegoat for a lot of this stuff because people have made fun of me and all this stuff, but after many, many years, my story doesn't change because it doesn't need to change. The truth doesn't need to change. All I said was I talked to some dumbasses and I told them to do this shit and I told them to use this password. That's all that happened. Anything outside of that shit, that was just them doing their shit. And they're like, well, what do you think? You got like some fucking mind powers where you can like make people do shit? What if I did have those fucking powers, huh? What if I fucking did? Huh? What about that? What if I got magic superpowers that you didn't even fucking know about? Maybe that's the fucking missing link, huh? You ever think about that? Yeah? You never see me control streetlights and computers with my brain? You ever see me do that shit? It's called technomancy. It's a thing. It can happen. All I have to do is touch a computer and I can tell you what's fucking wrong with it because I understand how to read the electronic magnetic frequencies that are coming out of the computer because when I was a little kid, that's the only way I could figure out how to fucking fix them. And that's also when I realized that the first time that my computer broke when I was a child, I didn't actually fucking break it. I had a single event upset where a cosmic fucking ray changed a 0 into a 1 and made my computer crash. And I was so freaked out for like 3 weeks, I didn't even turn the motherfucker back on. Well, all I had to do is just turn it off and turn it back on. It would have worked again. Except for back in the 1990s, not very many people understood what cosmic rays were and how they could affect a computer system. So, I guess, you know, I guess a lot of people don't realize that there's always more to the story. And part of the whole DeFango story is that I share pretty much everything with you guys, but there are still things that you do not know. And why don't you know? Well, it's because I either didn't tell you or I didn't think that you really needed that information because I didn't want you to make fun of me. But, you know, we all have powers. Every single human being has a superpower, and it can be identified within human beings. Actually, there's about 9 different energies, I believe. Sometimes some people say there's even 13 places where you could test an individual to think about what you're doing. But at the end of the day, everything's just a cosmic big flip away from being crashed and being gone and being over with. So at the end of the day, we have to look at what we've done and move forward. There's a lot of conspiracy out there. Should we all be sharing conspiracies and stuff on social media and trying to get the information out to people? No! Because that's how they fucking find you. The whole point now is that the information's out. The ones that needed to hear what they needed to hear, they're up and they're away. Unfortunately, all the rest of them, you kind of just gotta leave them by the wayside, son. You got other shit to do. You got other shit to do. You know, building a YouTube channel and trying to get popular, it's not possible anymore. Why do you keep trying? Some of us keep trying because we understand that this is what we're supposed to do. Because eventually people will take all of this, and in the future, when somebody finally puts it all together and realize what really happened here, it'll be an amazing story for all those people. But till then, I'm pretty, I guess, fine with just being that normal fat dude that gets on the show, tells you guys about a bunch of crazy shit. I mean, it's 9/11. And then we got motherfucking all this other shit. But really, none of that stuff truly matters unless you're grounded in the reality that you live in. It's okay if you understand that there's other realities and shit, and there's a possibility of you going to them or whatever. That's all fine. It's good. It's all fine and dandy. But you gotta sit down. You gotta listen within yourself. You gotta get past the noise in your brain. You gotta get past the 5G frequencies that are filtering in your limbic system. Okay, that's a joke, because that doesn't actually happen. But there's people out there that believe that shit. The Wi-Fi is fucking controlling you and shit, you know? Learn how to separate all that shit out, because you're a lot more powerful than you ever thought you were. Just like me, you know? Some people don't understand how I get into all these little situations, and you know? But, I mean, I think it's pretty fucking obvious. I just ask for them, and they come to me. I just know how to be in the right place at the right time. I have an excellent probability of things sometimes. Other times, my probability isn't too great. It seems to deal with the emotional state. So think about this. We all do what we're going to do, but at the end of the day, we all got to think about how we're going to do better in the future. If you're not trying to be better every single day, there's a fucking problem. And if you're not trying to keep godliness, holiness, these types of values in your life, there's a fucking problem, man. There's a problem. And I think we'll solve it, but, you know, not today. Maybe tomorrow. So, think about that. And also, much love to you. Many blessings, but we out now. So, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, know thyself, realize just because you're a short, fat man or whatever, that doesn't matter. You still have fucking razor blade claws and can run faster than anybody in existence. You're gonna be all fucking right. I didn't even have to use the laser claws. I don't even have to fucking use them. They're in there. But I ain't gotta use them. What do I need them for? I mean, the zombies and shit start coming out. Fucking aliens and everything. I'm bringing them out. But till then, they're staying in. They stay in. Same thing with the gun arm. I don't got that many shots. I only got like 25 shots. So, you know, like, that ain't coming out until I need it. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Either way, I appreciated you guys coming through today, hanging out with us. But it is now over. And be well, my friends.